Hello, Your Honor. My name is Chance, and I'm here today to explain to you my story about everything that happened, including taking accountability for my own actions, which I'm not proud of. Um, as I'm sure you already know, I've done some very horrible things, which I'm sure the other side has already showed you. And I'm here to tell you that I'm not proud of those things. I'm not. What I did was wrong. And I understand that it could have gotten me in a lot of trouble. But if I'm being honest, Your Honor, during that time, I was not in a healthy state of mind. I was broken. I was lost. I was scared. I had no help whatsoever. My family tried to reach out over 120 times, begging Akron law enforcement for help. And Akron law enforcement did nothing to help. They left my family to suffer. And in some cases, they even mocked us, mocked me, made fun of me at their own expense. Which hurt my family deeply. Because the same people that were supposed to protect us left us to rot, left me and my family to fend for ourselves with no remorse at all. And as I stated, I do understand what I did was wrong. But again, my mindset was not good. I had endured years of torture, years of being bullied, years of mental anguish, pushed to my limits, broken. And as a result, somewhere along the lines, I lost who I was as a human being. And I became desperate, scared, alone. Didn't know what to do, didn't know who to turn to. And every time I did try to reach out for help, the right way, no one was there to help me. And I know the way that I seem in the video that Miss Jenny here has shown you, I'm sure, or the other side has shown you, I'm sure. I know the way that it looks. And believe me when I say I am far from proud of that. I am not proud of that. I am disgusted by it. I'd be lying if I said that I was not terrified. I'd be lying if I said that I was okay, because I wasn't at that point in time. But Your Honor, that video is not who I am as a person. That's not who I ever wanted to be. I was pushed into that by lack of help. In total, I was pushed into that by a lack of help by the Akron law enforcement. They blatantly refused to help me. There was a situation about 4 years ago, maybe 5. I don't really remember the time frame, where I was shot at through my bedroom window. And my family called the police, and they did nothing. They sat there and told my family and me that they were not going to remove the bullet from the mattress, in which the bullet is still lodged in to this very day. There was also another incident where Mr. William here decided to call the police, saying that I was threatening him, and that if the police came, that I was going to kill them too. And the police showed up in force with firearms drawn, ready to kill me. Needless to say, Your Honor, I was scared. I was nothing short of terrified. Your Honor, I'll admit, I'm not proud of what I've done. But I can tell you this. I do want to do better. I want to be a better person. And if you would allow me to, I'd like to show you something. Something that I am proud of. You see, I'm a music artist and content creator. And in 2021, one of my longtime fans actually made this for me to commemorate the sale of one of my albums, my actual first physical CD. This right here is something I am proud of. Something I am very, very proud of. Something that I would like to continue to do to improve my life. And I understand that what I did was wrong, and I acknowledge that. But I can tell you this too, Your Honor. The police did come out here after all those times of seeing it, and they did give me a very fair warning. And they told me to just not do it again and that I would be okay. And ever since, I have not done it. I have been trying to do everything I can to better my life. I've been trying to do things such as get back into my music career, trying to release music, trying to set up shows where, I can do my job. But unfortunately, due to the circumstances, I've not been able to do my job because I've been stuck here in my room, trapped. And what I mean by stuck in my room, trapped, is I've not been outside to do anything in over 5 years. The last time I remember ever getting out of the house to hang out with friends, family, was about 4 years ago. That was the last time I hung out with one of my good friends. And the last time I got to see any of my family was a few months ago. And even when we went out to a restaurant to meet up with my aunt and uncle, we were followed. We were followed by trolls. And I know that I messed up. But again, Your Honor, I do want to do better. I want to be able to live my life proudly knowing that I made something of myself. I know I may have messed up, and I get that. But I do want to do better. And what these people have done to me is nothing short of terrifying. These people have destroyed evidence. These people have tried to frame me for stuff that I did not do. And they have made my life a living nightmare, Your Honor. You know, before I made those bad decisions, my family tried to reach out for help. Over 120 calls were made to Akron law enforcement pleading for help because we didn't know what to do. We were scared. We were being attacked. People were showing up to our home. They were stealing things. They were destroying our property. And at one point, I was even shot at through my bedroom window by these people. In which my family called the police. And they came out and did nothing. They did not retrieve the bullet at all. They told me and my family that they were not going to retrieve the bullet whatsoever because the person was probably long gone. And at one point, these people even sent dead animals to my house. They sent a baby pig still in the mother's fetal sac to my house. And they even sent a beheaded rabbit to one of my friends around Easter time last year. Again, I'm not trying to not take responsibility because I am taking responsibility, Your Honor. I know what I did was wrong. And I understand how and what I did was wrong. I understand that now. But at the time, Your Honor, I was not in a good mind state. I felt helpless. I felt alone. I felt like there was no help. Even though my family called many times for help, we received no help, leaving me alone to fight for myself every day. Because of these people, Your Honor, I now suffer from PTSD, depression, anxiety, and even sometimes panic attacks. Every time a car drives by really slow at normal speeds, I get scared and duck or want to duck behind something because I'm afraid that somebody's going to pull out a gun and kill me. My life hasn't been easy these last 6 years. It really hasn't. But I want to do better. I want to get better. I want to be and do better, Your Honor. And I have a great support system that will help me to do better. I have great friends, an amazing family who I know will help me on my path to getting better because I know I need help and I want the help. I do. And Your Honor, about 5 years ago, because of what these people put me through, 2 separate times, I had attempted to take my own life. And I had attempted to take my own life 2 separate times because I felt alone. I felt like the world would be better off without me. I had no help. I felt like I was at the end of my rope. I was scared. I was mentally worn out. There have been so many times where I have begged for help and no one responded. There's many times where my family has tried to talk with law enforcement to help us, but they denied us the help, told us that they couldn't do anything, which made it hard for me and my family to get the proper help that we need. My family tried to call over 120 times, begging Akron law enforcement for help. But we got no help, which is what led me down that dark road that I am not proud of, Your Honor. I am not proud of what I did. I fully regret what I did. The things I said, how I acted, it was not okay. And I see that now. But back then, I was broken. I was scared. I was looking for a way out, and I didn't see any. All I want is to be better and to do better. I want to be able to live a long, happy life again. I want to be able to make up for the time that I lost. I want to be able to show the world that I can be a good person, that I can do better. And I'm willing to do whatever I need to do. Whether it means you guys monitoring my activities online, whether it means me going to counseling once a week. I don't mind going to counseling and getting help. I don't mind, law enforcement or anybody monitoring my activities. Because I want to stay out of trouble. I want to do better. And what these people have done to me is nothing short of terrifying and scary. And I'm not the only one. There's several others which my lawyer has noted down. But, Your Honor, I want to be better. I want to do better so badly. And yes, the police did come out here and give me a warning to not do any of that ever again, and I have stuck to that warning. You can ask my friends, you can ask my family. I have stuck to that warning through and through and have been trying to do better. But these people here today have made that very difficult by constantly getting in my way of trying to better myself, of doing my job that makes me happy, that I love, of stealing from me, tearing me down, destroying me. And I can tell you right now, Your Honor, if you gave me a second chance at life, I would not fail you. Because I want to do better. I want to rebuild my life and be the best version of myself that I can be. I want to be myself again. What these people have done to me, Your Honor, is nothing short of terrifying. These people have done everything from trying to have me killed to framing me. And all I've ever asked of them is to leave me alone, and they have refused every single time. Every video that is out there on the internet of me, quote unquote, raging out is really me being scared, begging them to stop, wanting them to leave me alone. And that's all I've ever wanted, was for these people to leave me alone so I can live my life in peace. As I said, Your Honor, I'm not proud of what I did. I'm not. But every day that has gone by since I got that warning from the police, I've been doing everything I can in my power to make myself better. Slowly and surely, every day I have been trying to do things to avoid these people. And it's not been easy. I will admit, it has not been easy. But I've been doing the best I can. And I promise you, Your Honor, if you give me a second chance, I will not let you down. Because you see, Your Honor, I know this is irrelevant to the case, but to give you a bit of backstory of how honorable I am to my word, I'm an Army brat. My dad was 82nd Airborne Division, Staff Sergeant, United States Army. And the one thing that he instilled into me as a kid was a real man is honest and sticks to his word. And if a man says he's going to do something, he needs to do it. And when the police gave me a warning to not do what I was doing again, I've stuck to that warning and I've honored that. And I've held my promise. I have held my promise all this time to not do what I did again. So, Your Honor, I hope that you take this into consideration. Because these people have not only terrorized me, but as of late, during this whole case, these people have destroyed evidence, destroyed property, and they've even gone as far as trying to frame me for something I did not do. All of which my lawyer has the evidence of. But, Your Honor, I am willing to allow my channels to be monitored, which I will gladly hand my lawyer the links to. I will gladly be monitored without question to make sure that I am staying in line with what I need to be doing. And if I need to go to counseling, I'm okay with that. But, Your Honor, I just want to be a better person. I want to do better. I want to be better. I want to be somebody that one day that even you can look back on and see that I've done good. I want to make my family proud. And at the end of the day, I would like to see those responsible for me going down that path being held responsible, such as Akron law enforcement and these individuals. So, Your Honor, I hope this video finds you well. I hope that you take into consideration what I said. And I hope and I pray that you will give me a second chance at life so I can show to you and show to my family and my friends that I can do better and be a better person than what I was. Because that's what I want. I want to be better. And I hope that you will give me that chance. Thank you for allowing me to share, Your Honor.